What's up guys, and welcome to my first ever video. My name is Wolffacts, and I'll be hoping that this will be the start of an amazing journey of success and love between us. Anyways, I'm gonna be talking to you today about the top 10 facts about phones. The first ever phone or telephone was created and patented by Alexander Graham Bell in 1876, 9 years before the first telephone company was formed, and that was the American Telephone and Telegraph Company, or better known as the AT&T. And the first fact I'm going to be telling you guys is the highest selling phone of all time. Surprisingly, neither an iPhone or a Samsung or even a modern phone takes this position. The best selling phone of all time is actually the Nokia 1100, which was released in 2003. The discontinued phone has succeeded in selling more than 250 million units in total. Its basic functions and low price of $30 is what made it perfect for those people in developing countries especially who needed a way to communicate for business purposes only. Moving on to our second fact, which is the first phone with a colored display. There's another twist in this list, as the Nokia does not take this spot. Actually, the Siemens S10, which was released in 1998, was the world's first ever phone with a colored screen. However, critics described it as not practical, so it didn't take off. Nokia, on the other side, succeeded in this task when they made the Nokia 9210, which opened the door for colored screens in the modern era. On to number 3, which is a weird one. Phones can actually cause depression. How, you may ask? Well, it's quite simple. Even though we could benefit from phones by taking off stress and problems, we tend to over-depend on the phone for every single stressful situation in our lives, which often leads to depression as well as anxiety as people start using the phone more intensively and stop caring about their actual lives. So when they look up or actually start caring about others, they would have found that they've pushed everyone away from them. They also tend to suffer from communication problems and thus cannot express their feelings very well. Moving on to a more fun fact, the strongest phone ever. Even though we see endless memes about the Nokia phones being the strongest ever, how it literally could fall in your face and kill you completely, it was overtaken by a less known phone called the Sonim XP3300. Brilliant name, I must say. The proof is the Guinness World Record of the toughest phone in the world, where it survived a staggering 82-foot fall without damage, higher than a 12-story building. Thus it overtook the past holder, which is the JCB Tough Phone, which only survived a measly 10.6 feet. Like literally, why didn't they experiment with the Nokia? It could have survived 12 at least. We're halfway through with a more fun fact, the first ever phone call. The first ever phone call to take place was on March 10th, 1876, and was by the creator himself, obviously, Alexander Graham Bell, and it was towards his assistant, Thomas Watson, where he said, and I quote, "Mr. Watson, come here, I want to see you." Like literally, Alexander, he wasted the perfect chance for a new phone, who dis. And with our sixth fact, we have the first ever cordless phone. Even though phones have been around for long, the first cordless phone did not come out until 1965, invented by Tyree Bell, a musician. However, the phone was not exactly usable, so she sold its right 3 years later to another manufacturer. Nevertheless, the first official mobile phone was released in 1983 by Motorola. The Motorola Dynatac 8000X, with capabilities to hold a staggering 30 phone numbers, cost a whopping $3,900, and people thought the iPhone X was expensive. And now we have some phone numbers that you shouldn't really call or answer. There are a lot of phone numbers that are shrouded in mystery, one of which is the 79s, originating from Thailand. Locals say that if you answer a call from this number, you can make a wish and it will be granted, but it will come at the cost of your life and you will pay in a freak accident. This means that you will die in some horrific way. Moreover, there are also the red numbers in Pakistan. People over there say that if the number appears on screen as red, you should not answer the call no matter what. They say that if you answer, high frequency voice will play, which will cause a brain hemorrhage or central bleeding, which can kill you instantly. There are also other phone numbers, feel free to search them, but please do not call them. Now I'm gonna talk to you about advancements in phones. Over the years, we have noticed how cell phones have become smaller and smaller However, recently they started growing bigger again. This is primarily due to the desire of people to have a bigger screen to watch on or take photos. Also, the screens themselves have changed, as the new ones are now OLED, which, as the name states, are organic and luckily use less energy. These can be found on the new iPhone X as well. Another feature which is becoming more common are face scans, which were the most recent transition from finger scans, and this feature was the standout feature in, you guessed it, the iPhone X. Unfortunately, not everything on this list is good news. Onto the mobile phone companies that have died out. Not all mobile phone companies were able to keep up with the evolution of mobile phones. You know, the finger scans, face scans, heart rate measuring techniques, dual cameras, sensitive screens. Anyways, the prime example was the death of Nokia in 2013 when it was sold out to Microsoft. However, luckily, they did make their way back to the phone industry in 2016. Another victim which never recovered are the Siemens Mobile Company, which released its last phone in 2005. Meanwhile, the original Siemens company, the other branch, is doing completely fine, being the largest industrial manufacturing company in Europe. Finishing off the list with the number of phones and total revenue gained from them. Since the release of the Motorola in 1983, over 17.4 billion phones have been produced, averaging 2 phones per person, which means that if you have one phone, one of the 3 phones your rich neighbor Richard has belongs to you. In 2017, this year until now, Apple has made $47.305 billion in profit, while Samsung have surprisingly made a whopping $24 trillion, which averages about $3,200 per person. Possible solution for poverty? Maybe, but we could always purge. Anyways guys, thanks a lot for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. If you did, please like, share and subscribe for more content. This has been Wolf Facts. Howl at you later.